What's up, YouTube fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey, and I'm Shakira. Well, it's been a while since I made a video. I did a couple of shorts, which I haven't kept up with because there's that time. Anyway, I'm going to make this a backtesting um video, mainly because I want to backtest uh trades that I can take after 9:30 opening. There is a method that I wanna check and test out because I think it will do me very well if I can basically recognize when certain conditions are in the chart, so I can wait and be patient. So quick update. I am still in drawdown. I think just a little over $2,000. I keep going back and forth. Like I think the lowest I dropped in drawdown was about 1,300. And then, just taking trades that just weren't optimal. So I have I have a few things that I need to work on still, and my confidence is definitely one of them. I just finished listening to meditation. It's still scary to put the trades on, but it's getting better. And what are we in month 10? No, 9, almost 10. And I haven't blown my account. I haven't even fallen even too far into any kind of crazy drawdown. I just haven't gotten profitable yet. I can feel that I'll be there pretty soon. All right, so current setup, I have laptop here. My NASDAQ screen that I'm going to be using for backtesting is here. And my tea with a little turmeric, some ginger tea with a little turmeric, it's here. So uh, I'll be doing my little sippy while we do this. So it's all good. I considered doing this live so I wouldn't have to edit this later, but eh, what if I have to pause and go to the potty or something? You know what I mean? Anyway, let's get a sip in and let's go. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, for the most part, get myself to the point where, oh, by the way, I don't think we have to be super tiny. All right, I'm going to use this window and let's do a couple testes. Let's clear this up. Um, yeah, let's remove all of that. And this is like the 15-second chart. Let's go to 1 minute. Okay, good. Um, so let's first take a look at how the week's been progressing and on a clean thing, because some of my charts are just way too, um, well, not clean. So this is looking pretty bullish. I was waiting for them to take out this high, but they didn't want to yet. So we'll backtest all of last week. And one thing I wanted to check was if I, for example, move backwards, since we're going to be doing the replay button in here. So if I move backwards, so for example, if I do this and I do that, I want to know if I can switch between regular trading hours still at that time and without it no, it doesn't look like we can. All right, so I guess we will have to check that beforehand. Um, So, or make an assumption. So this is Friday. Let's back up to about that. All right. And we can drop to a 1 minute. Well, yeah, we can drop to 1 minute at that point. And this is 9 o'clock. So what I'm doing at this point is just checking to see what lows we've created. So we do a 5 minute. We have these equal lows down here. So just specifying things that I might want to work towards. So let's do that. Some sell side right there. And things that I missed in my trading on Friday, there was a volume imbalance right here that helped to push things up. We have an order block here at 20,044, and then plenty of juice down here. So let's take a look. So by 9 o'clock, we'd already taken out all of these highs. So, excuse me, the London highs taken out by 9. And then anything else is pretty much up here. So if we do a 15-minute on that, yeah, so all of the equal highs have already been like taken out here. Next equal high is here, 20,136. So let's just note that as a potential buy side on the 15-minute. All right. And then the next 15-minute low is actually all the way down here. So that's definitely something to look for if we're pushing further down. Sell side. Short-term sell side, longer term, juicy lows down here too, fair value gap. So plenty to dig into below here. So let's just note all of that. Since I'm trying to do this on my brokerage account beforehand, so I know where they're going, where they could dig into, or how far I care about it. So let's drop that to a 15-minute. All right. All right, let's go back to the 1 minute. And so we are at 8:59. So let's see what happens. So before 9:30, they take that out. So don't worry about that. It's 9:02. So I'm more interested in what they do after 9:30. So we're just going to let this play. Because they're creating liquidity, right? 9:28, 9:30, 9:31. Okay, so they created some liquidity here. They've already done a lot of damage up here, clearing that out. But let's see what they do. So we're just gonna let that play. Okay, so it's the first high made in 9:30. Okay, and that's the first fair value gap that's created at 9:30. And honestly, I didn't even realize it was sitting literally at the opening price. That black line is the midnight opening price. So I'm just trying to figure out what I did wrong on Friday. It's been a little hard to keep my emotions in check. I'm being completely honest with you. So definitely one of the hardest, like emotionally taxing things I've ever had to do. So I did not realize that it was sitting at midnight opening price right there. So let's not get too zoomed in. So they've taken that out. They made a new high. So what I'm looking for is what fake move do they do first, right? Like what do they do first? So they've taken this high out, the initial high that got created just after 9:30, they've taken it out. So now my original thought on Friday was that they wanted to go low. So they've taken that initial high out, and now we're just gonna see. So now my now thought now is, what are they gonna do around here? Use this as a fair value gap to write it down, right? But unlike Thursday's setup, which had a fair value gap inside of the, which had an order block inside of the fair value gap, Friday's did not, right? So I'm looking to see what I should have done better. So here we haven't taken, we've taken this high out. Technically, they took this low out, and then they came at this order block. I did not see that on Friday. They came out that order block and then rejected quite a bit. So right now we don't have anything juicy to work with, right? Pretty sure I tried to take something in here once it dropped um, lower and got stopped out. So I'm trying to see what would have been a better setup because it looks like with this scenario, it's choppy. What I should have done was take the short at this order block right here. Let's see. I have a 37 tick thing and I'm looking to grab, well, we have this low down here. So I'm looking for this low to get taken out, but mainly wanting to grab something like that, right? So, so I think what caught me was this right here, right? Like this low. So I waited for them to come back and I took it here and then got chopped up like that right there, right? So this is very choppy, right? So what would have been a better situation? So, and if I'd taken it there, I would have been stopped out again there, right? Okay. So the best thing for me to do, looks like, is wait for them to actually like show me that they don't want to continue up. Something that I'm not like super great at, right? So when they drop below, there's no fair value gaps in here. It's all very just messy, right? So like right here, I think is the first time. So we drop below it, candle above it, candle above it. We drop below it, candle above it, wicks above it. We drop below it, candle above it. This is the first time that we've dropped below it and we haven't had a candle above this one. So potentially this is a better entry if they'll give it to us. Let's see. So they didn't come back up to here. So maybe if they come back up here, we'll get something, right? And they did not. So, and then they just dropped. So based off of that, like, let's zoom in on that price action. And actually, maybe we missed something on the 15-second. Let's drop back down. Aha, we did. Let's take that off. So on the 1 minute, so I guess, and let's back up a second just so we could like assess this as though. So once that happened, right? So probably should have dropped down to a 15-second to see what juiciness was down there. And look at the 15-second. On the 15, there is literally nothing up here, right? So this fair value gap is, oh, and look at that. I didn't even see that. Like, so we could use that fair value gap as a kind of inversion fair value gap, like a negative inversion. So once it did that, because look at the rest of it, right? There's nothing like that. It's just crap, 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 you know? Because on the 1 minute, like once you see that signature, huh, interesting. I'm giving myself a deep dive, so bear with me. So like on the 15 minute, we saw them drop, tap into it, and then did not roll back up. And then this one didn't go back up. And then this one didn't take over that. And I should feel comfortable technically with an entry like this to run this way, right? So go back up. Ooh, you see how I tapped it? So I'm thinking we just sell here. So if I were to like take that kind of a trade, let's see, because it didn't come back up, maybe it will. I don't know. Okay, so I could have waited a little bit for them to tap the edge of that again. Ooh, so close to being stopped out. Oh, because this is the trade, like the way they're staying below this inversion fair value gap. So like the entry here, like I would have put my entry right here, in the hopes that they'd tap it one more time and then drop. Let's see. All right, so we have like on the 1 minute, this is minor sell side right here. So let's just, so I'm looking for a longer run, right? Let's see. So we have minor sell side right there. So on the 15-second one. So what does that look like on the 1 minute, right? Ooh, no, it didn't. Oh, oh, the details matter, man. The details. So it took out the minor sell side. Now I want to see what they do. So I'll continue watching it on the 15-second, I guess, just to see if I want to move my stop. Well, because it's already at 520, so I'd be moving my stop to break even at this point because I'm looking for more, right? Something like that. Stop loss, right? Um, just a little bit above. Now we have this fair value gap. Let's see if we can continue on down. Come on, baby. So they took that out with alacrity. They didn't even care, right? Nice. See if we can make ourselves a new high and low and drop again. So then at this point, my stop, because we're making a little staircase down, my stop may be about there, just to give myself some room. And it is just, sometimes I like to come back up, take folks out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're coming down, they're coming from a stop, right? So let's see. Do I have a stop that is appropriate? Let's well, what does ICT say? Leave it at break even and call it a day, right? So let's do that. And see if we can't they've decided they're coming. So want to see some real displacement down. That's still looking like it's rolling back up. All right. Some semi-decent. Let's see if this can hold it. That 15-second order block, drop them twice. All right, so with that, I will be moving my stop to right above that. Of course, they don't want to like take you all the way to what you're going for immediately. Like they're so rude, right? And then bam, I would be out. Well, that's a little over 1,000, but all right, so let's look at that again on the 1 minute, righteous. So on the 15-second had the opportunity for getting in there. The only annoying things that my broker doesn't have the 15-second, and it's a little hard for me to like roll in between. But with that with the 9:30 strategy, I could be in and out and done pretty early. And oh, and the other thing is like this becomes an order block once we get below it, right? And the fact that they left that open also like gave us a lot of information that they're not coming back up. So, you know, taking an entry on the lower time frames is not a bad plan. Hmm. So on this choppy type days, you'd have to wait for more confirmation. Like this didn't tap it. This, yup, time to get in there. And if I'd taken the entry there at the bottom of that guy, then I would have been fine. Hmm. Interesting. All right, let's head over to Thursday. That's Friday. Let's roll back to Thursday. And let's rinse and repeat that 9:30 scenario. It's Thursday. Let's roll. Where are you? I'm trying to understand. All right, so okay. All right. So let's see. This we've been moving up, very bullish. Um, what did we create? So we got relative equal lows right here. So let's mark that out as something that we'd like to see take it out. If they're bullish, I'd like to see them knock that out first. And then where are they going? So on the 15-minute, we have 2077 here and 2136 up there as like a goal for the day type thing, right? So gonna do some buy side there. Let's clone that and let's plop it on top of that as well. All right, so that's just outside of the 9:30 situation. So let's drop down to 1 minute. And I'm not even thinking about news right now. So like all of that. And let's see what they do. Okay. So 9:30 happens. I don't care about that one specifically. Let's zoom in. I didn't think Thursday was a juicy setup that my broker screwed me on. Okay. 9:34, nothing. Okay, yeah. So, all right, so the first fair value gap at 9:30. That's a little volume imbalance in there. Let's note that. All right, so nice big juicy guy. All right, so they took that high out. And then we have these equal lows down here, which are nice and juicy. So let's see. Okay. Okay. Nice fair value gap. Still waiting. All right, so this one created a order block inside of that fair value gap. So saw that, they did a sweep. So I wanted to go short with my stop. No, I attempted this and my broker set me in the opposite direction for some reason. I do not know why. So down there. All right. So let's drop down to a 15-second chart. Oops. Because I want them to come back up this way for me to take a sell. It's not exactly perfect, but you know what I'm going for. So, an entirely different scenario than Fridays, right? Fridays was choppy. We had to pay even, closer attention. And then, did it go down it? Oh, okay. So let's just flatten. So we would have gotten our full pull right there. Nice. The so look at the difference between the thing. This is a low low resistance run, right? Nice, quick, boom, got it, done. And then Fridays was a high, um, high, not risk, high, I just said it right. Whatever, a harder read, right? And then that would have been 212 ticks and I would have been done. No, barely any drawdown. Beautiful. All right. I like those scenarios. That's a juicy. juicy scenario. All right, let's head to Wednesday's 9:30. Because we're just gonna keep testing these out because I'd like to, if I can get away with it, um, if I can, I'd like to get away with being done in those moments. So let's see. It's 9:45. So 8:30, 9:15. Okay. So what do we have before 9:30? So we're currently hanging out inside of this fair value gap. Um, this is the lows for um, London. So a nice place to go for. There's also the 8:15 lows that got created, and we're up here taking out all these guys. Let's drop to a 5 minute, 1 minute. All right. So let's see what we get. This is 9:30. So let's see if we get something similar or something we can easily read. Because right now we've taken all this stuff out before 9:30. Let's see what they do. It's gonna be another choppy day. Well, 9:34, they just decide to continue running on down. And this is the first fair value gap after 9:30. So come back to midnight opening price. This is the high that got created at 9:30. I prefer to see them take it out if they're going to drop lower. See? So 9:37. So it looks like it's just gonna keep going lower. This is a whole different scenario, right? So what have we done? We took this out, made a new low, and we left the highs alone. I don't know what my thoughts are on this one right now. We've got an order block here. I'd prefer, so we did take something out. So I don't know what to do at this point. What time is it? 9:45. I don't even know if there's news. What news is Wednesday? Let's check. Oh, there's sales at 10 o'clock. So I would have waited until 10 o'clock for something. So this is looking more bearish, but still, I'm just going to wait till 10 o'clock. So now we have all this chop around the 9:30, the first fair value gap at 9:30. And this order block, actually, they haven't touched it yet. But the scenario is different, isn't it? I'm just waiting for 10 o'clock to come about. 10 o'clock, all right. So we see a whole different situation here. We've made an initial low at 9:30, then we took it out here. So maybe they're trying to go up. Let's see. They'd have to show me something juicy because look at all of this. So actually, so this is something that I have a hard time like paying attention to and focusing on, right? Is what it's telling me. So all of this respecting no bodies have rolled out of this 9:30 fair value gap. So what do I need to do? I need to change my mind. I need to like set my expectations for a low, maybe a short on this one, right? So far it's still very choppy in here. So I want to see something that closes below here that doesn't take something out. So maybe that one. So it did take that out. Let's drop down to a 15-second chart, actually. See if we can't use those. All right, so what do we have? Well, that took over that high, so there's a fair value gap right in here. What would that look like? So we tapped into the bottom of that. 37 ticks would be right there, and then we're looking to write it down to this low down here. Well, now we're looking for more than that, because that's like the initial one, right? We're not. Uh, well, let's start with that. So I'm usually trying to find like minimum 205 ticks, but let's see. So all we've done so far is stay inside of here, no bodies out of it. So I should be changing my mindset for a short. So let's see. All right. So that. Nice drop. Okay. So now we're here. Do we go back up again? All right. So maybe we are looking at something like this. Maybe I should have been looking at taking the short. Let's see. So they left that open and then dropped. So if I were to be a little bit more particular, we're literally at the midnight opening price. So I should have gone short here because I left that open. And we've got a few consecutive candles where they haven't, done this messy stuff. Low, high, just keep, it's continually. So that should have been a comfortable entry for a short. Like I should trust that they're not gonna take that out, right? Wow. Yeah. Look at that. And then now we're at that, I would be putting my stop here, just below it. And all right, looks like we slammed right through it, rolled right back up, and came right back up. See if we're making a new, and then I would have been stopped out right there. Um, let's flatten. So I would have been stopped out right there if I didn't take this. So let's take, because the initial low we were looking at was this one, right? Was this one. So technically, I should adjust my expectations and just get that, you know? Let's look at 15 minutes. Because I'd spec that out earlier. And this was the most juicy. And then I would just take that for the morning and been okay. So let's go back and take a look at this Mishima, because the candles, they do tell you everything. All right. So on the 1 minute, let's go on the 1 minute. So on the 1 minute, we saw them seriously respecting the fair value gap and this order block. My preference would have been for them to have taken out the high first, then dropped, and then gave me that. But that's not what they wanted to do, flow wise on Wednesday. So let's take all this lipstick off of it for the moment. Oops. So once I saw this, because 1, 2, 3, 4, cleared folks out and then gave us some information after this candle dropped. So let's see, would the 30 seconds have also been helpful for that? So there's no fair value gap in the 30 seconds. And, the 15 seconds had this fair value gap that they just ignored. And then they used the wick of this order block to drop and take out that with some alacrity. And that would have been a nice little trade. Not perfect, but a nice little trade. All right, let's roll up to Tuesday. I'll take it and go on about my business. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to Tuesday and let's roll up on the 9:30 time frame. Okay. And so let's see what we have on the 15-minute here. What are we working with? So we've taken out this high right here quite nicely. And then we've made this new high, and then anything juicy and, you know, that's okay. So there's this 15-minute low right here, and then this one. So couple of base options. So we have a minor one here with a fair value gap, and the more significant one below it. At this point, I'm not even using any, let's drop to 1 minute. All right. So we have these two puppies to work with, and they look, that one looks juicier on the 1 minute, but whatever. All right. So what do we have? Oh, there must have been some news. So we have this wick to contend with. All right. So it's 9:29. Ooh, so 9:30 came and knocked that out, but didn't knock that out. Okay. Oh, took that out. Nice. Okay. It's 9:30. See if there's another fair value gap that forms. There's this one. After 9:30, not exactly at 9:30. That one's got a volume imbalance attached with it down here, so we'll include that. So we've taken stuff out. Now it looks like we're heading to take that out immediately. Oh, Kitty is crying. I don't know if you guys can hear him. What's buddy? He's old. He's just walking around and getting his little kitty feelings on. So was there news on Tuesday? Oh, 10 a.m. news to wait for, so we'll just wait. So, so a lot of choppiness there. And so that there. So it's this 9:48 drop took that low out again. So coming for this guy. So wait for news. So this one is a lot harder for me to read, right? Especially before news. So I probably wouldn't have taken anything here. So we're waiting on 10 o'clock. So far, it's just we want to. All right, so we've got 10 o'clock. Now we need to figure out what have they done? They've made some buy side up here and here. What's wrong, buddy? I don't know. Poor thing. He's just old. I don't know what to do. So we've taken those equal sell sides from a 9:30 perspective. This is the new sell side right here. And we have this lovely drop in here. And if they leave this one open, then we can consider a continuation down. It could also just be a really choppy kind of day, right? So let's see if they do that. Let's see if they leave this one open. They do not. So this whole run, they would have to take it out for a continuation up for me. So we've come back up here. So I'm still inherently bullish, but most of the shorts I've been taking, all of the lows that I want have been taken out already. So kind of on the neutral side. So let's see what they do in here. Aw, hold on. Stop crying, buddy. Come here. All right, let's take a little kitty pause, eh? Let's have a little kitty pause. Kitty is crying, so let's give Kitty some love. What's wrong, buddy? You okay? Who's the little kitty? Here. So you guys can see this little dude. He's an old man and he was crying, so we had to pick him up. All right, so there you go. Whoops. All right, you okay, buddy? All right, so let's see if he wants to stay in my lap and I can continue back testing this strategy. So right now, this is doing all of nothing for me. So let's see. Again, they've taken that out. They wicked it, tapped into that. Looks like they might want to take that out. So we've got the 930 initial high here. So buy side is here. So I'm gonna wait when in these climates, I'm gonna wait until they take out some major high before I decide on anything. So just waiting. Looks like they, maybe want to continue on down to take that low out. I don't know. So when I don't know, I need to just learn to just not do anything, But on the upside, they took that out. Maybe they'll continue on up and then give us a clearer view. Yeah, see, I don't trust it because they've already taken that out. So I should have felt comfortable once they took that out, maybe going long in here. Let's see, did we have something? I guess here when they took that out, low, lower, low traded through, and then we had like this breaker. We respected that and went up. It's okay, buddy. But again, not trades that are like ones I'm really good at. So I'll just wait. Look at this. This is gross. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. They're just hanging out. Kitty's comfortable. Oh. Because I'm thinking they're gonna come take that out. So once they take it out, like right there, now I can drop to like I like a 30-second to see what they give me. Like a fair value gap in here. So this is my normal that I almost never take. So let's see. What does that look like with my normal thing? And then I can maybe run them down to that. That's juicier, right? Let's zoom in, see. And we don't know if the 15-second has anything juicy. Ooh, okay. So the 15-second has that. And sometimes I feel like I just don't have enough time to. Sorry, buddy, you're okay. Sometimes mommy has to click stuff. He doesn't really like the clicking as much. So on the 15-second, let's see if I can. I prefer to take a little bit more of the wick out. So maybe we can get them to go up a little higher. All right, so that's perfect. Let's just sell there and see how that works for us. There's a volume imbalance. I could have sold there. Also, if I wanted to re-enter, right here looks good. So we need to take this low out for this to be confirmed. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. So I wish my broker had the lower time frame stuff. It would be super helpful. So now they've done all this meandering. I'm gonna, see if they can take this low out. And we can go back to the 1 minute to watch that. See. this point, I'll just be tracking how this plays out. It could also just be taking a small little thing to continue down. So I like that. It's looking good. All right, so now I would have my stop right here. All right. So if I stick to my normal, 205 would be about right there. So maybe we could like see if they want to at least come into that and then not worry about them needing to take that low out. I don't know. Ooh, yes. All right. So they tapped into it. Let's see, do we get that low? But let's be honest, like once we pass like a K at 1,000, I'm not going to give it back. And there we have it, flattened. And then that would have been actually been more. Um, so let's go to the 15 seconds and get a proper view. So we would have sold there. And let's, oh, no, 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 no. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I wanna hit the play button. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I think I rolled all the way back to the real charts. So let's back up. Hit the wrong button there, I think. Thursday, Friday. Yeah. So we're going back to Tuesday. Let's go back to the 15-minute. And let's go back to what we were playing with. 1 minute. Right, so you wanted a larger move, right? So let's go back up and then let's drop down to our, I guess, let's do 30 seconds because I'm waiting for a fair value gap to form after those highs have been taken out. And then we want to see what the full move would have looked like. So you're okay, buddy. And nice drop. Okay. And on the 15 seconds, you want to come down now, buddy? You okay? All right, there you go. There you go. No more crying, okay? No more crying. And now I'm full of cat hair. Don't tell anybody. All right, so on the 15 seconds, we'll still take the entry that we took before, which is here. Sell. All right, and all right, so now what I'm wanting to see is what the actual dollar value of this full run is. So I gotta not just to take that low out right there. 350 ticks. All right, and flatten. Well, that's close enough and flatten. So it would have been a nice like $1,700, 1,650 run. Nice. And at that point I wouldn't care. So this was like super choppy. So let's look at it again, right? It's like I didn't really know what they were doing, right? So I have to be patient and wait for them to take something out and then show me they wanna continue on up. I don't know if they continue down after that. They don't. But this low was something achievable, and this is apparently not that one. And maybe they do continue down further, but it looks like they just chopped sideways for the rest of the 10 o'clock session because I was done by 10:58. But that's nice. That was nice. So I need to follow the rules and just, don't stress about it. All right, let's go to Monday. Let's go to Monday. All right, 15 minutes, and sometimes you don't even need a lot to distract you, right? And I think I actually have a lot to distract me. All right, so let's select that. Go there. Okay. All right, so before we move from the 15-minute time frame, so this is 9:30. What do we have, right? So Thursday. So this is Monday. Oh, the higher time frame is right about here. Some smooth highs that we didn't take right about there. And they've taken out all these lows already. Was there news on Monday? 9:45 flash. Okay, so there's news on Monday. So let's drop to so it's 9:30, 9:31. So that's the first fair value gap. And Kitty is walking around. Hey, buddy, you want to come back on my lap? Or you just want to walk? Come on. Come back and sit with mommy. Okay? You want to sit with mommy? And just chill. That's my boy. Oops. You're gonna have to cut your nails soon. There you go. You want a kitty view? Kitty cam? There's kitty cam. All right, let's zoom in on this action. So what have we done? So 9:30 came. We just dropped and dropped and dropped. Okay. First fair value gap. 9:45. All right. So at this point, there's this high up here, 9:30. So this is the initial 9:30 high. So initial buy side. And then they have initial sell side they made down here. So formed in 9:30. So you okay, buddy? Cammering. Now I'm like leaned back because Kitty's like hanging out on me. He wants all the comfort. So let's zoom in. All right, so what are we doing? All right, so 9:45's come and gone. There's an order block here. We haven't taken out any highs. My preference would be if they would take it out. So let's see if we do that. So they do take it out right here and then some. Lovely, lovely. So now that they've taken it out, let's drop down to 30 seconds and let's see what they do. So nothing to do yet. There's no fair value gap to play with. Nothing. So we're just gonna wait. All right. So now they've shown that they want to continue down. And where can they go? Down here and lower. So let's see what we can get into. So this fair value gap right here, maybe they'll want to tap into that again. Let's see what my risk looks like at 37 ticks right there. And I'm hoping to run this whole gamut right there. There's no guarantee they'll come all the way back up for that. So let's drop down to a 15-second, see if we can't get a better entry. Can we not go that far? Looks like that's a no. What? What is it doing that for? Don't give the game away. What's wrong with you? Okay, so I guess one thing you could do on the 30 seconds is so we have this we're cheating a little bit. I want to be above these highs. It's weird. I want to see it. So let's wait and see what they do because we already saw that they run us out. So where were we? Is this the drop and the return back up? Okay, so I'm a little far ahead, I guess. Okay, yeah. So we did this drop from a run. They didn't take that out yet. I want to see something. So they have this fair value gap. I'd like to see it remain, turn into inversion fair value gap for the downside. So let's drop down to the 15-second at this point. Oh, right, we can't. Oh, did that reset me again? Oh, my D. All right, let's do this. Ugh, killing me, Smalls. Oh, you comfy, kitty? All right, looks like he's just gotten comfy. And now my leg is not comfy. But that's the kitty life, right? All right, let's go back. Let's see. What does that look like on a 1 minute? All right, so on the 1 minute, I don't like it because there's an order block here and it's wicking. So I want to see something juicier. So let's continue on the 1 minute. And that's not juicy. So we have this guy. Let's see if it stays below the midpoint of that. Let's take that off. Just want 0.5. Don't I have just 0.0? My base template. There we go. All right, so let's see if it stays below the halfway point of that, and then gives us something to work with. So this fair value gap right now is not doing anything for us, and except to say we're continuing up. All right, so let's drop down to a 30 seconds here, and maybe. All right, so we had all of this action. Could we do that? I want something that's, oh, it's like a rejection block, isn't it? Sort of. I want to see if I could get something like that, maybe. And then to bring us all the way down to take out these lows that were created at 9:30. So, 15 seconds. Oh, I did it again. I keep forgetting. Oh, I did it again, y'all. Jeez. It looks like I would have been stopped out with that. It's gross. Yeah, but let's analyze it the way we want to analyze it. So we're on the 30 seconds, and on the 1 minute, what does that look like? We still, you know what? All of this looks like killing time. We're below the halfway point of that. I'd wanted to take out this low before I get it. I think. This wick, we need to close below this wick. Let's do that. All right, let's see. Let's move this out of the way. Below that wick. Like I want a body. Like this isn't doing anything. I want a body below this wick. Let's see. All right, so this, what do we have? Now we have something to work with maybe. So here's a fair value gap. It's a tiny one. See if they leave it open and then drop. That'll give us some clues, right? Because they spend too much time up here, they're coming down, right? But the question is, how do we not get wicked out constantly, right? So that's all I'm thinking. Like, how do we not get wicked out? So I'm gonna set a rule that I want to see a body close below this wick. So let's see. Oh, well, there's a body closing. All right, so we do have this fair value gap right there that I'd like to see become an inversion fair value gap with this order block. So maybe my adjusted entry would be like that to take out these lows. And let's see. Let's drop down to a 30 seconds. Since we can't go to 15, let's try to remember. All right. And let's see if we can't get an entry. Let's see. I'm almost tempted to take it right there and just be above. Take it right at that one. Because I think it's going to. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. So we got our entry approximately where we wanted it. All right. So now let's see what happens. That looks very promising. Breaking lower. Very nice. See if we can get past this fair value gap. Hanging out at the midpoint of it. All right, so we already know my stops at break even right now. See, just follow the rules. Every time I don't follow the rules, I lose, and then, life sucks. So we're already like at a base space that I would like to see. I wouldn't be giving back much of this. I want to see if it's gonna keep dropping. So at this point, I'm gonna lock in my original 1,000 and just it's like a 1,200. Nice. So got lucky, stay there. See if we can't get all the way to our goal. Oh yeah. Be locking stuff in. It's probably gonna come up and take me out. That's I mean that's a lot, right? I'd be just trailing at this point. Ooh, and flatten. What? Right. Now if I could just do this in real life, right? Yeah, and I would just be trailing, locking, boom. Nice. Okay, so we saw some super annoying stuff. Then we tracked what they were doing in this wick on my broker. This is what it would look like on my broker on the 1 minute. So I have a tendency to like setting my entries at the very bottom of the order block like that. And I wouldn't have gotten filled. Kitty, you're about to fall off. Okay. So there's a lot of pitfalls in this situation on Monday. And then we never came back up into this after this breakout. And then it just dropped beautifully after that. I mean, it's a good thing it's a good way to figure out what you want to do. Like, you just need to be so patient. All right, let's roll up on next week, the week before, 9:30. And then let's do a couple more days and then go find some breakfast. All right. Kitty, you need to like, there you go. All right, let's roll up on the week prior. And let's just keep it simple. Let's just keep it simple. All right, so that's the Friday. Let's back up one more. How long is this? An hour? Sorry, guys. You're just gonna have to suck it up with me because I need to get my confidence going. And that last one wasn't really a true test because I kept messing up the setup. All right. So, what do we have prior to 9:30? And let's see what news we had. So 11:30, nothing exciting on Friday. Okay. So where was right, so they'd already taken out the London lows by 9:15. And then there's this guy down here. Midpoint of that wick. I already took all that out. So if they're gonna go anywhere else, would be down here, some sell side. All right, let's drop to a 1 minute and let's get ready to rumble. So it's 9:29. So 9:30 takes that out immediately. So it's the first low of 9:30. Zoom in. So what do we have? It's the first low of 9:30, and we still have some equal highs up here for 8:30. Some really juicy stuff up here. The London highs are still intact. Okay, so I'm just gonna note all of that as some buy side for later on. All right, so initial lows here. So let's see what they do. They have, all right, so first fair value gap has presented itself. All right. All right, juicy. All right, so let's see what we're doing. We've already taken out some lows, but I'd personally like to see them take this low up first before they like go up to do anything else, but we'll see. Oh, look at that. They went and took those highs out. All right. So, I don't know. Can we hit 30 seconds on this? Yes. All right. So let's see what we're doing here. So these are the 9:30, 9:42. So I'm just going to wait. So the new lows here, in terms of what they could run to go sweep up. So let's see. So let's stick to the 1 minute for now. And so you drop down. We need to take this low out to go that way. And on the 30 seconds, what does that look like? All right, so on the 30 seconds, we have this fair value gap that we did not close in. Nice. So maybe if we tap it one more time, then can see, but I gotta wait to see what it does when it gets to it because we haven't taken this low out and we need to. So we're gonna continue down lower. This is looking like it wants to continue on higher. So we'd have to take this high out and then show me some gumption. So there's this. Right, so I don't really like anything that I'm seeing right now. So let's not mark anything for the moment. But we have shown a reluctance to take this low out. So we continue up. So far, we've just tapped into this volume imbalance right here. And we have not taken this low out. So nothing to do. Just gonna wait. So I thought there was no news. Oh, sorry, the week before. Oh, there's 10 a.m. news that Friday. All right, so the question is, what did they do first? And so on the 30 seconds, they took out this high, they took out that low. And they didn't take that low out. They took that out. So I'm thinking maybe we want some opportunity to continue down lower. So let's see. All right, so now I'm looking to see how they behave in this wick. See the quadrants. And maybe they want to take that low out to drop down below. So let's see. It's not an easy read. They did take the highs out, but they didn't take the lows out. So I'm inclined to want to go short. So that's the buy side there. That's a 0.75 coming up. Okay, let's see here. They took these short-term highs out. And looks like they want to continue on up, maybe. Yep. All right, so not going to worry about that. Let's look at the 1 minute. Just track that. They took that high out again. And nothing significant. So maybe the long is the play. Let's see. So we have this. Is there anything juicy on the 30 seconds down there? All right, so took that out. We're dropping down. Got this order block, that one, that one. Okay, so let's see what they do. If they leave this open and turn, then we can go long. So let's see. I want to see this guy be the one they hang out in. The question is, where are they going? I can't really see. All right, so we're inside this wick, these order blocks on the 32nd. They haven't tapped that. Let's see what they do. Okay, they stayed inside of here. So at this point, I am now thinking a long position is a good idea. And let's see what my stop would look like. Oh, okay, not bad. And let's see if we can't get 205 and then reassess. So let's see if they'll come back into the midpoint of this thing. Oh, and they just ran off, didn't they? So they might, oh, that's why we wait and see what they do before we take the trade, right? So they blew right through that, came right into this guy, didn't leave that open. So let's see. Get that out. And so we're wicking in that order block right there. So my preference would be, so this guy, let's see. Still want to go long. So we've just made this order block. So maybe the wick, because I've not been very good at sticking with the wick of these things. Ah, and it looks like coming in. See if we get the wick. All right, so let's see if we could get the wick. Well, that looks like it's not going to continue now. So what if I were like right here? It's like, what did it drop into? What does that look like on the 1 minute? So on the 1 minute, we took that out again, and then we tapped into this fair value gap. Let's see. Did we close it all the way? There's a volume imbalance in there. So, and what time is it? Still waiting. 30 seconds. There's a volume imbalance on the 1 minute. So long is where they want to go. And this is I wouldn't have gotten filled on what I wanted. So entry at the wick, then I come back. This one, as I'm like, I don't trust the first ones. Like when they blow through it, I don't trust the first ones. But there was a third. Was it only two on the 1 minute? Yeah, it was only two on the 1 minute. And I didn't make it in. It just rolled into the wick and then it just ran off. So it doesn't look like I would have gotten an entry here. So let's take that off. And then we have, oh, okay. So I guess what we could have done is, this is after 10 o'clock. So we're just looking for a fair value gap to work in. What would that have looked like? 37. And then let's go for like 205. So when it wicked into here, right, into the fair value gap, and then didn't, because I'm not looking at it properly. When it wicked into the fair value gap there, and then I would have been waiting to see if we got back into it. We didn't. Then I should have been comfortable taking it from this fair value gap here. Let's see, so buy. Should have been comfortable buying there. And then I would have been stopped out. Hold on, is that 37 ticks? Oh, I guess from where I got the entry, because I would have wanted it right there. So then I would have gotten barely saved. Or I could have, or I should have been like, let's see if they come back to the top. And that would have been fine because they wicked it. Yeah. It's gotta make sense of this whole situation. And then let's see if they take that high out and keep going. That's confirmation that we should be all right. Oof. All right. And they came back down again. You want to come down, buddy? Hey. Oh, sorry. That's a harder read for me. And then I would have been stopped out at the 190 flatten. So I don't like the concept of chasing things, but that would have been me chasing it. All right, so let's go back to the 1 minute. All right, they dropped. I mean, it wasn't bad. I put my stop and I would have been stopped out in a tiny, tiny, tiny profit. Still have this low to go. That's a nice drop. They took that out, but they didn't take this low out for the run. Do they? Okay, so now uh, we could attempt maybe a short. Maybe I'm just wrong. All right, so then I would have been wrong once there. And we took that low out, fair value gap here. So let's see the behavior. Nice, so then I would have wanted to take something here. Oops. Would I have gotten it? No. So then it would have come to take the low out, which is this right here. Yeah, so I would have wanted, maybe on the 15 seconds, there would have been something. The other option is after that, you got nothing here, just this guy. Then maybe the short should have been, because I would have been, once this, I would have been hoping they did that. To at minimum take that wick out, which would have been fine. But they didn't. They left it open. They actually stayed. Was that the midpoint of this wick here? Because I need to figure out how to read this. So they 0.25 left it open. Yeah. So they're just by that point they're just willing to run. Let's see. And then from this drop, when we took that out, this guy right here, what does that look like on the 1 minute? Yeah, once they blew past that, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to get in on any of that at all. But them taking that low out made perfect sense to me, you know. Still time to do something. But we're staying inside of this fair value gap. We're back at midnight opening price. There's a fair value gap here. Ah, high, higher high traded through. Maybe they'll hang out at this breaker. So we could try. I don't know. Let's see. That'll be my second attempt. There's also this wick to contend with as well. For continuation down. So they won't care about that wick, so that's fine. So maybe they're this thing, or they'll come back up and maybe give you the opportunity up here. But the fact that they're blowing all the way back up into it, I wouldn't be holding my breath on that one. Because this is one big run, right? They took the low out, so they'll probably go get that. Yeah, yeah, okay. And they took that high out again. It's 1046. Maybe another short is in the offing, perhaps, after they've taken that high out. Got something juicy. Does that look like? Does it stay open is the question. Just the volume imbalance. Be nice if they left it alone, and then what are we running for? They've already taken the lows out. Let's see. I don't know, just 205 or something. Because on days like this, I get really confused. As you can tell. So maybe they'll nip into there and then show us some real gumption in a direction. Yeah. So if I'd taken it here, which I was tempted, but that's the problem, right? I never click the button when I'm thinking of something, right? Like when I think I should take it. So let's do this, right? Let's try and like change that thought process. Let's just take it, right? And what are we even aiming for, right? I don't know where, I don't see them needing to take that out anymore. They've already taken the high out. They're probably not going to go too far, maybe down to this guy. So let's see if they can make it to 205 and obviously move our stop into break even because they've just hit the order blocks. I need them to disrespect it if they're going to go lower. All right. So we're still inside of it. So I think this is something I took and I didn't get. So I'm going to just flatten right there and just take that because it doesn't look very much like it's going to continue down. It's just hanging out in that order block. And it could, but look at it, it's just staircasing. So then I would have been stopped out right there. 1 minute. Yeah. So taking that, take what I can get and be comfortable with that. All right, guys, I think it's time for some breakfast. And I completely forgot about my tea as I was looking at this. So let's do a quick review of everything we've learned, right? About these mornings. So news mornings with the 10 o'clock, I'll wait to 10 o'clock and then see what they do. Give me some kind of, the fact that they took this out should have clued me in that they wanted to continue on higher. But, I would have taken shorter, um, that shorter, he's eating, that, smaller run just because it made sense to me. Um, let's just quickly take a look at the rest of the weeks. 9:30. We won't like trade them, but just to understand, right? If the thought process is what we think is correct. And you know what? F it. Let's just No, no, no. Haha, sorry. Let's F it. Let's just do what we gotta do, right? Because I gotta get my life together. I gotta learn what I'm doing wrong and practice. All right, so it's 9:30. Let's go to the 1 minute. Oh, this is a different contract, right? Let's switch to the U because that contract was still in play at the time. So, perfect. All right, so we've we've got this low right here. Let's see what they do. Just okay, so 9:30 hits and we drop lower. It's 9:30. Okay, and we do that. And then do we still have the uh morning highs? Yeah, we do. So these guys are still in play. The London highs still in play. So 9:30 came, we dropped. Are we creating our first fair value gap? Yes, we are. Let's note it. Sometimes I focus too much on just one thing and I need to focus on more. So let's note that one. Okay. So this is the initial low of the day, and then they already took up that's like the initial high. So let's continue. And I prefer to see them, they're going to continue up, take that out again, personally. So, and was there news on the Thursday? 8:30. So all the news is gone already. And the news chopped up and took the highs out, and then we kind of sort of dropped. Now we're just wicking through that. So it must be like a tiny opening range gap. So we're going to do that thing where this is looking like it wants to continue. So let's do that thing where we watch the candles. So far we're just, what's up, buddy? We're crying. All right. Okay, like I said, I prefer if they took this out first before they went up. That's my preference. So just wait. All right, so they took that up at 9:50. They took that out. I would like, now I'm just gonna wait to see if we get a nice, so let's go to a 30 second. If we get a nice fair value gap. All right, let's see what that looks like on the long side. Tapping that. 37 ticked up right there. And then now we're looking to see if they'll go take, let's just see if they can take these highs out right there. All right, do we get a return? No, really? No opportunity to get in on this. All right. Yes, my buddy. Meow. What's up, buddy? Come here. Jojo, come here. Kitty man. All right, let's see if they'll come back down. Let's see how they behave. If they come through here, then maybe we can take it this way. No opportunity to get in there, so let's see. Right, coming down. So this on the 1 minute. Okay, so on the 1 minute, we have this fair value gap and spicy and this order block. So my preference would be my original entry down here, I may not be getting. So let's see how they left most of that open. If we leave it, then most likely we'll continue up. So let's adjust to this and maybe they'll give me something else. Okay. So is this guy on the 30 seconds? All right. So what that looks like on the 1 minute. So it's not pretty. Okay, so that guy base, I want to wait until it shows me something juicy, like not see what the candles tell me. We something where we're staying in the midpoint. So let's buy that. All right. So buying that at the midpoint, and let's see if we can't. See. All right. So now we're just looking for them to take this high out. We're not gonna get too crazy. Uh, see, it's gotta wait, and it's like I'm gonna get stopped out there. Yeah, fun. So this is one of those situations where I get properly hosed because I'm not patient waiting. We closed above. It's a choppy setup, and they don't. They want to like mess around. So I'm wondering if I should just wait for them to come back down because they did that and maybe wait for them to give me something. So I'm wondering if I should have just waited for them to come down into this and then go long and see if they give us like a fair value gap in the middle of that, right? See if they want to take all of that out again. No, they're gonna just run now. Yeah. So that happens to me a lot some these days where I'm like thinking, they've run through, we've gotten that. I probably should have stayed on 1 minute to see if they closed above. They did, but they still came back down again and then swept them one more time and then ran up. So that's frustrating when it happens. And then now I would have taken a loss as usual and missed out on a nice run. We're at the midnight opening price, and then they're gonna go take out the specified high that I had. So I guess in this scenario, what would have been better? Like they ran up, they took that out, they dropped. I would have, well, I guess there's no fair value gaps in here, except for this one, which didn't help me at all in this scenario at all. Maybe it did, because look at that. It made it equal. So a tick below that, I would have been fine. Or something to say, maybe try something there, and then that would have been fine. Um, to take that high out. Look at that beauty right there. Beautiful, right? Messy. Very, very messy, very choppy, very uncool. Mm, wicking. Took everybody who went long here, took them out, tapped into this one more time. Could have said something like, okay, so if we get, I could have said something like, okay, so this is institutional order for entry drill, boom. Set my thing here and just forget it because they're most likely not going to continue based on the way this worked. And then that would have worked. So if I'd done something like this, right, and then just did the buy, and let's pretend my buy is like at this spot right here, then I would have just had to sit through all of this high resistance liquidity run right here. And then once it actually took out this high, then I could have moved my stop to right above there, stop loss. And then that's already plenty, right? And I'm looking for them to continue on up. See if they're going to give me a nice low I can work with and then move. So this would have been a nice one right there, probably even there. And then just taken that right there and then flattened. Been beautiful. But it's so hard when it's so choppy, right? And I should have been okay. Because, like I said, I would preferred an entry down here if they'd given it to me. Because they took that out, I would have wanted something under here, and then I wouldn't have had to. I would have been in profit no matter what. Just put my stop under here, and then just let it set it and forget it to go all the way up to here. They didn't give us that, which is a very good sign. And then they hung out in here. So maybe that's what I should do. Like next time I see a scenario like this, the fact that they did that, maybe, if they want to come back down and give me an entry here, then just set it and forget it. All right, it's time for some food. I'm definitely gonna stop now. This has been very helpful. For these choppy moments, I'm probably most likely just gonna not uh, take the trades because it's just so hard to read in those moments. It's very annoying. Because look at it. It's not really very pretty. It is telling me it wants to continue up, but it wanted to mess around. On the 15 minute was respecting this order block right here and the fair value gap there. So maybe I should have noted that one. But anyway, you guys be safe. I hope your trading's going well. Let's keep up we are amazing. Everything is always working out for us. We're amazing traders. We've got this, right? We've got this. So till next time, Shakira out.